Jets. Will Tua throw for 400-plus yards in Foxborough?
I'm going to say no, because the 400-yard game Sunday was only the second time ever throwing for over 400 yards. People don't realize how hard it is to throw for 400 in back-to-back games. And Coach Belichick normally takes away what you do really, really well. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say he's slightly under 400.
All right, Stephen A. Russell Wilson and the Broncos host the Washington Commanders. Will Russ cook up the Commanders' defense?
I can't say Russell Wilson can cook at home. I mean, they can't cook up anything right now offensively. The Denver Broncos were miserable last year. They were pathetic. They've got Sean Payton there this year, and I think they're moving in a forward direction. But we've seen nothing about the Denver Broncos offense to lead us to believe that they're anything but offensive thus far.
I agree.
That's a fact.
Lewis, this one's personal for me. It was bad for my Giants. You saw it travel to take on the Cardinals in Arizona. Any hope the Giants get a win?
Yeah, they'll rebound this week, Molly. This is a football team. Look, they did a lot of good things this offseason as far as trying to fortify that offensive line, get Daniel Jones some weapons. They get Saquon back. You know, Wink Martindale on defense. He is a good defensive coordinator. Got some help in the secondary. They just got overwhelmed by a football team you could be hearing a lot more of in Dallas this year, and they're going to be driving Stephen A. crazy all year long.
Not at all.
Stephen A. sticking in the NFC. Are the Lions legit Super Bowl threats?
Nah, that's going a bit too far there. The Lions are going to the playoffs. The Lions can play. I'm a fan of Dan Campbell and the culture change that he has created, fellas. But when you've been irrelevant for the better part of the last quarter century, I'm sorry, I can't turn around because you won a regular season finale at Lambeau Field and you open the season beating Kansas City without Travis Kelce and all of a sudden ordain you a Super Bowl contender. I think that's going a bit too far. I think that's a bit hyperbolic, to use one of your words, Louis Riddick. I am not going that far.
Listen, it's a new dawn. It's a new day, Shane. And just ask Jordan Love. He looked pretty good in week 1. They faced the Falcons. Will the Packers go 2-0?
Yes. I like Jordan Love. I like what I saw. A lot of his mannerisms. I'm not saying he's going to be Aaron Rodgers, but a lot of his mannerism throwing the football reminded you of a young Aaron Rodgers. I say they go 2-0 in the season.
Yeah. All right, Lewis, moving to the AFC, the Steelers host Deshaun Watson and the Browns. They looked good last week. Are we worried about the Steelers after their week 1 performance?
I am a little bit. I was shocked. San Francisco beat them down. All right. It was the physical part of the game right out of the gate. They're running the football. I'm going, hey, wait a minute now. They had Pittsburgh on their heels from the get-go. Did you see how Fred Warner hit Najee Harris in the beginning of that game? Did you see that? I was like, oh, my God.
That's how you set the tone.
No.
That's how you set the tone.
I'm just telling you, San Fran is on it. McAfee is on it right now. Pittsburgh got to get it going, because I believe in Kenny. I believe in Mike. You know all this. But I'm telling you what. It was 2 totally different levels in that game. I give you that as a Steeler fan, but damn it, you're not going to sit up here, Louis Riddick. Hold on. You're not going to sit up here, Louis Riddick, and not bring up that damn offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, that hasn't done anything over the last 3+ years now. I mean, come on now. Mike Tomlin, listen, you know this. Mike Tomlin, y'all don't hesitate to make changes with players when they don't produce. But we want to hold on to offensive coordinators. Yo, I'm not sold. I'm not sold. They look better with Todd Haley years earlier. I've got no complaints.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right.
Big Ben didn't want Todd. Big Ben didn't want the last guy.
He ain't there no more.
They got Matt Canada. You can't be afraid, Mike Tomlin, to move on.
That's right.
It's not working.
Todd Haley's on NFL radio, Sirius XM. That's the last time I heard him. Then go back and get him before we got to deal with Matt Canada if he can't change things around. I'm getting sick and tired of him. I'm a Steelers fan. I'm getting sick and tired of that damn offensive coordinator. Mike Tomlin, do something about it. Because you're getting on my nerves. Yeah, he really is.
There's been smoke around that for a while now.
Yes.
But for a while. And they look. Kenny was under duress right from the get. Look, San Fran's different, though. Yeah. You know, like I might be, as crazy as it sounds, I may be underestimating San Fran a little bit. Because this football team, I'm telling you, man, it was the physical side. When you turned on that tape right out of the get-go, they were like, bow, bow, bow. Every time they were hitting somebody.
I'm counting on them. They took Dallas out the last 2 years. Let's make it 3 in a row. I'm counting on them.
If you look at the 49ers defense, defense. They had Bosa, they had Armstead. They go out and get Hargrove.
Yeah.
And Fred Warner is the best middle linebacker in football, and it's not close.
You've seen Najee Harris up close, right?
Here, guys.
Yeah,
Najee's 240,
No doubt.
235.
No doubt.
Fred dumped him.
With the Eagles 2-0 through the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I think the thing is like Vikings have got to be very scared, by the way. I mean, 0-2. Last year they won like 11 one-score games. Now they're 0-2 this year. Have the football gods turned on the Minnesota Vikings?
Yes.
We shall see. You're saying yes. I love that. Now with the Eagles, I think that last drive to kind of make it a game sealer, and obviously the Vikings backdoor and cover and break the hearts of a lot of us at the end of the game there. But that drive where they needed it, right?
Yes.
Jalen Hurts, that offensive line, Swift, they just moved it meticulously down, and then Swift pops that big one. I think that's an identity definer for them this year. It's not going to look like last year's team. I think this year's team is going to be different. A.J. Brown might not love it. I mean, we saw that. He might not love it. But I think what they showed at the end of the game, I got faith in Sirianni and what the Eagles are building.
I think the thing that concerns me, guys, is the defense. Because they've given up 326 yards passing per game.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins lit them up last night. Mac Jones lit them up the other night. Yep. And like you said, the chemistry doesn't seem to be there between A.J. and Jalen Hurts. And I think the thing is, the reason why we're not making quite as big a deal is because they are boys. But there's a reoccurring theme here that when A.J. doesn't get the ball, he seems to be in his feelings somewhat. And that's not a good look. You want to win. You winning the game. It's not like they're down. If you're down, I get it, Stephen. They give you boy the ball.
Right.
Let me make a play.
Right.
But you're winning by 14, and you're complaining about not getting the ball. It's just not a good look, and I understand the level of frustration.
Right. Well, let me tell you something, right? Because you brought up the ratings. You brought up the ratings when you came on, right?
Yeah.
Just to let this cup set and go past. and, you know, a lot of people can talk football. A lot of people can talk sports. But there's a level of swag that you have to have that most people just don't have. But we have that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
We have that. The Eagles had that swag last year. I don't see it right now. Okay. Now, I know they 2-0. And I know they're going to be formidable, and I know they're going to be respectable. But when you look at the holes in their defense, that's one thing. I'm paying attention to that because obviously they had a 16-0 lead, like I brought up earlier in the show, against the Patriots. All of a sudden, they get outscored 20-9 the rest of the way. They sit up there, and they got a 27-7 lead in the third quarter last night. They give some of that up before they pull away. You talking about that. But on offensively, to me, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts can't be on opposite page. And I'm not saying they are. Yeah. I'm just saying that connection, that vibe, that chemistry, that swag that they had last year, because of what I'm seeing from Dallas defensively, because of what I'm seeing.
Oh, you're scared of the Cowboys. You're scared of the Cowboys. He's scared of the Cowboys.
I'm a bit worried.
He should be defensively.
I'm a bit worried defensively.
You know what?
Not offensively.
You know what?
Not offensively.
Wow.
But defensively, I'm a bit worried. And, of course, I'm worried about San Francisco. San Francisco's going to handle Dallas. I'm just looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm saying, yo, you're going to need to be together. You lost both of your coordinators. Sirianni, yeah, he can handle it. But Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, they got to be on the same page.
Let me transition here, guys, because obviously we're talking about Jalen Hurts. I'm going to talk about some of the other quarterbacks. Stephen A., you mentioned the Cowboys. Who currently is the most disrespected quarterback in the NFL?
You know what I'm going to throw? You ready? I'm going to throw this out. Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Detroit, last half of the season, 15 touchdowns, not an interception. Detroit missed the playoffs. They win the season finale at Lambeau Field against Aaron Rodgers, okay? You come into this season, although Travis Kelce didn't play and Tyreek Hill is no longer there, they still beat the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, all right, to open the season on Thursday night. They handled their business. And Jared Goff is a guy that did go to a Super Bowl as a starting quarterback with the Los Angeles Rams, losing to the New England Patriots, and then ultimately things went south from there on, and he moved on to Detroit. I'm just looking at him, and I'm saying, with Dan Campbell, motivating him, that culture change he's instilled in the Motor City, Detroit looking the way that they're looking, we're talking about them collectively. But we don't bring up Jared Goff enough. We got to do that now because guess what? He's had more success in the postseason than Dak Prescott.
Whoa.
Yeah, but
it's just the truth.
Yes.
It's just the truth.
But that's why I don't think he's the most disrespected because we don't bring him up. The most disrespected quarterback is hands down Dak Prescott.
Oh, please.
Can you imagine if he had done what Allen did on Monday night?
Oh.
Imagine 4 turnovers. Because the best player on the field Monday night for the Jets was Josh Allen.
Okay.
Can you imagine Dak having a game like that?
No, I can't.
What you would have said?
Excuse me, I would have said what I've been saying.
Yeah,
the man is in the 9th year in the NFL, and he's got 2 playoff victories. That's what I've been saying. That's what I would have been saying.
You'd have came into the Sweetport studio on a horse, and a cowboy had him Dak to turn the ball over.
I might have done that.
Obviously. But to your point, I mean, if you start thinking about Dak Prescott, I mean, obviously the number one hater of that guy is sitting right next to you on the biggest show every single day, so he's certainly going to get criticized. But if you look at the quarterbacks at the top, let's look at the new money boys, shall we? Okay, so like Josh Allen got paid last year. He did not have a great start to the season thus far. Joey Burrow just got paid. He did not have a great start to the season thus far. Justin Herbert had a great game. They lose, though, as well. Lamar Jackson, that offense did not look that good. So I think whenever you're talking about who are the quarterbacks at the top, I think before the season started, we seemed to have a little bit of a more clear picture. Now it's like, who is it going to be? Is Jared Goff going to be the guy? Because if you go back to last season, second half of it, they outscored everybody else in the NFL. I think they averaged like 29.7 points per game.
That is correct.
The last 8 games of the season. Ben Johnson, the offense coordinator, somehow doesn't get a job anywhere else. He gets to go back there. I like your take on Jared Goff. Nobody's talking about him. The only thing anybody used to say is, this dude's Goffle. They kicked him out of the team whenever Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay were in a hot tub in Mexico together. He gets sent to Detroit and something else to pick up his contract. Full rebirth.
And on top of it all, when they won the Super Bowl, thank God we had Matthew Stafford. Thank God Jared Goff is gone. These are the things that they were saying about him. All we talk about with Dak Prescott are facts. I mean, that's facts. The bottom line is you're playing in a billion-dollar playpen Jerry world, okay? You're playing in front of 90,000 people every week, all right? You got the star on your helmet. They're the number one brand in sports, worth over $9 billion. This dude got paid, got the bag, okay? And last time I checked, I keep asking you this question. Don't it take at least 3 playoff victories in one postseason to win the Super Bowl and then 4 of your wild cards? Well, the man's got 2 in 9 years. I mean, damn. It is what it is. It ain't disrespect.
Let me tell you,
it's facts.
If they win the Super Bowl this year, guess what you're going to say? It's the defense. You're not going to give him any credit.
I'm going to cry. Yeah. I'm going to cry because I'm going to have to deal with the most disgusting, nauseating fan base in American history. Well, I mean, and when they pass gas, they say it's perfume. I can't stand them stinking Cowboy fans. They make me sick. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.